Okay, lost the die roll again, but a really great hand. Ooh, mono red. Well, I guess, I mean, it could be blue red control. But, have a reasonable hand against mono red. A curve out into an Avacyn. That Port Town is not the best land I could draw, but Rubin Inspector is not afraid of shock or whatever. Okay, looks like we are playing against mono red. Having a Thraben Inspector in game one, like it's hard. It's kind of going to sound weird, but he didn't have a one drop, so it looks a lot better than normal. But So if he's got an on-crop Crasher, do I want to play the Militia Captain or the Spirit? I think the Spirit might be like more potent later on. I'm just gonna play this guy as a Grizzly Bear. If he does have a Crasher, I still get to trade for the Kenra. I can go Plains next turn, tap land the turn after. I wonder if Avacyn might just be better than Cloudblazer. Like, gaining the life is nice, but you're tapping out and you're not you're getting something that can just be made unable to block or shocked or abraded like really easily. So I think Avacyn is probably better against them. He's just going to offer the trade, which is fine. Like, I could take it because the Hanwire Militia Captain, if it flips, I basically just get to win. Oh, wow. He's got a really weak draw. Do I even attack? I mean, if he had a Crasher, he would play it. If he draws a Crasher, I can Spell Queller it, so. It's kind of weird. He might have, like, an Abrade or something, and he's waiting till the end of my turn because he wants to kill Monument. But yeah, my opponent didn't mulligan. Shock. I think I Spell Queller this. Well, actually, if he's got an Abrade, like, he didn't play a 1-drop, he didn't play a 3-drop, it's kind of likely that he might have an Abrade. And if he does, I Spell Queller this, he gets to use his mana this turn, so I'm actually going to let that resolve. I have 2 Avacyns in my hand, so, like, a prolonged game is kind of nice for me. Because once I start resolving these Avacyns plus Selfless Spirit, it's going to be, like, really nice. And I can guarantee take away his next turn. Might be like a Chandra or something. He might just play nothing, which is a good play. But I can just sack Clue, which I'm pretty comfortable with because I just want to draw a 5th land. Like, yeah, if the Spellcaller has been played, that'd be good. But he would get to use his mana a little bit better, I think. Not drawing into a land, but we're going to just pass. This could be really problematic if my opponent has a Glorybringer in his main deck, which is very, very uncommon. It's possible he's got a Hazoret and just didn't play it into 3 open mana, and he's got a bunch of burn. So he might, like, try to, like, empty his hand somehow and burn me, but depending on what he plays, like, I don't have to do anything. Once I draw a land, like, Avacyn is just so strong because he needs 2 instant speed removal spells to kill it. Really hoping it's not a Glorybringer, though. Land is just so good for me to draw, so kind of love my spot. Though I could definitely get okay. So there's Chandra. We're definitely just gonna counter this. If I draw a land, I think this game just ends because I can just counter whatever he does to try to kill the Spell Queller. And this is kind of this is kind of a lot better. If I don't draw a land, I can just play Selfless Spirit, which is really good. Do I attack with the Spell Queller? Like, he could play a Kenra. Could play a Crasher. If he plays a Crasher, I can just ambush it with Avacyn anyway. So this is looking real nice. This is looking real nice. And and my hand is actually not bad. Like, I can totally, if he somehow deals with the Avacyn, I can totally still come back. It's even possible that the best play this turn was to play Bygone Bishop into Selfless Spirit. Because then I'm just untapping with, like, running Avacyns or whatever. Hazoret. Okay, and now he's going to abrade my Spell Queller, and I'm going to blow him out. He's gonna shock me? Okay. This is pretty nice. I just get to play my Avacyn and then untap and like win the game, basically. Untap. I guess Militia Captain is probably better than Bygone Bishop, right? But now I have double Selfless Spirit. That actually might be the best play. Though there's just no wrong. Like all my plays are just so good here. I think we just go for the double Selfless Spirit. Almost ensures a win next turn. Like I don't know, unless he's got like, yeah, he needs like an Hour of Devastation or something ridiculous. Because I can attack him to 2, and then I can, oh, I have 10 points of, so he has to like use a spell, right? If he uses a spell that doesn't kill the Avacyn, it just flips my Avacyn, and I can sack the other spirit. And that's going to be 6 damage from the Avacyn, plus 3 more from the Avacyn, that's 9. Plus, it'll keep my Spell Queller alive because of the Indestructible, so there's just no way he can get out of it, I don't think. An on-crop Crasher. Okay. I can just take all the damage. It might even just be better to block, which is kind of funny. But I don't think it is. I think he, like I said before, he's on 0 outs. Like, even if he, on my turn, like, abrades one of my creatures, right? I just sack the spirit, and then on his upkeep he dies, because he has 0 cards left. That was a pretty clean game. His draw, well, he drew 2 shocks, and that's... Card's not bad against me, but... Like, he shocked a Militia Captain on turn 3 or whatever. It's just not that impactful compared to removal. So we want 4 Authorities, 2 Limvala. I'm not sure about Cast Out. I think we need to cut, like, a Bygone Bishop and all the Dust-Ons. And then I don't love cutting all the Bygone Bishops because they are kind of... Once I cut the Dust-On, I have I don't have, like, an engine. But I suppose the Authority, like, does a pretty good job. Well, what I mean is, like, I have the Limbalas, so those kind of replace the Dust-On as, like, cards that'll win me the game. Not the Authorities. The Authorities actually make it, like, me want more Bygone Bishops because my card, like, without the Dust-Ons and without the Bygone Bishops, my card... I just don't have any way of gaining, like, a huge amount of card advantage. But I don't know. I don't think that's particularly great in this matchup. I don't love Handwire Militia Captain. So let's cut one more Bygone. Ooh, let's cut one more Bygone and one more Militia Captain. And call it. I think Cast Out could be good, actually. Kills Glorybringer. I can cycle it. It kills a Chandra if it somehow resolves against me. Let's cut another Bygone Bishop. Yeah, I'm just not about the Bishop in this matchup. You just don't really have the time. I'm gonna leave one in, and it seems weird to not bring in both the cast outs, but I still am a Monument deck, and like look at this hit. Like I need to be able to have enough creatures so my Monument's good. And Bygone, like the Monuments become too bad if I cut all the Bygones and like too many of the 2-drops. And I tested this match in proto testing. I did this matchup, and if I draw Monument and it's not abraded, it's just really hard for them to beat. Like Glorybringer and Chandra, like nothing really lines up that well against it. Kenra, okay. All right. Well, we managed to get lower on life, so we can actually gain life on the Limbala, pretty likely. I mean, that was probably going to happen no matter what. Drew a Monument, which is great. I can go Bygone Bish next turn into Monument plus Captain into Limbala the turn after. And this draw, you see, like, it's kind of the reason why you need Authority, because, like, I'm just playing a Grizzly Bear into a deck full of creatures that, or a deck full of creatures that makes you unable to block. Chandra could be a huge issue here. But his guy is exerted. I wonder, actually, it's possible I shouldn't trade my captain off, because then he's got the Kenra for later. Sand Strangler. Okay, now I think I do want to trade it off. Well, it is. I do kind of want multiple 2/2s. That way I can block this guy no matter what. And I do have life gain in my hand, so I don't mind going that low. Not to mention, I don't want to put this in the graveyard necessarily. And I'll have a 1/1 next turn that can block this profitably. It's actually a weird spot where you take it, because now I have two 2/2s that can both block the Crasher if he doesn't have an answer. That's a pretty good draw, actually, because if I Cloud Blazer next turn, if I don't draw a land, then I can Inspector after drawing a land, assuming I draw a non-island land. It's possible I could have played Inspector there, but I want two 2/2s because the Crasher, I need to get the Crasher off the board, I think. Feeling pretty good about my spot. If he's got a Glorybringer here, we're probably going to die if we don't draw a land, but I guess the Glorybringer well, he could play a Glorybringer and not exert it, which would be interesting. But yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of life gain, so I think this is going to go pretty well. Obviously, we don't know what the last 3 cards in our opponent's hand are, but one's a Scavenging Grounds. It's a Chandra. Is he going to up it? I actually don't really mind him upping it. Soulscar Mage. That's interesting. Is he going to exert the Crasher? Make this unable to block. Yeah, this is a pretty good play, because if I want to block the Kenra with my Warrior, then he actually can just get mana off Chandra and bring it back next turn, which is pretty scary. Really hoping I draw a land. If I draw a land... Oh, he might actually make the Warrior unable to block. In which case, I just take it all. Then I can kill the Chandra. Honestly, I might just no block at all. What am I... Yeah, this can block, but I don't think I want to block with it. I think killing the Chandra is better. The Chandra represents 2 damage a turn. And I've got blockers for all of his creatures next turn. And I'm going to have a Limbala the turn after. Problem with the Limbala, though, is I'm not going to get the... I guess I'm not going to get the Angel, but I'm going to get the life. Yeah, we just take it for sure. Like, we're at 3, but I don't think my life total is that bad. So, Limbala doesn't actually make me an Angel, right? Because the trigger happens first. Oh, so what I do is I attack the Chandra first. He kills my Warrior. Oh, this is great. This is just great. This play actually plays to a land, like, really nicely. And then I get to upgrade my Warrior into an Angel. And I think the game's just over. Like, Glorybringer doesn't even do anything, honestly. So this is just brilliant. We kill the Chandra. I actually don't necessarily like his play, because it just left his Chandra dead. It's possible he should have just plussed the Chandra. So we get the 1/1, we get the 3/3. And then our Militia Captain will flip on our next turn. Though I guess it won't necessarily flip if he draws removal. I don't need it to flip. Like, I have a Cloud Blazer going. I've got everything I need to win. So I can just block. I don't need the Militia Captain to flip right now. It's actually possible he's on 0 outs. Like, if he draws a Glorybringer every turn, it might not be enough. Sounds kind of ridiculous, but, like, I'm going to resolve the Cloud Blazer. I'm going to have a huge army of tokens. Like, the Limbala is a 5/5, so Glorybringer doesn't even line up that well against it. which is one of the reasons that card's so good. But yeah. Kind of had the perfect draw. I didn't have an Authority or a Thraben Inspector on turn 1, but otherwise was the perfect draw. Just like creature, monument creature, Limvala. He's just going to bash in. Just going to smoosh. Yeah, I mean, I actually don't mind my Militia Captain not flipping. I'm just massacring his team. Sunscorched Desert. Sure. So he can bring his Kenra back now. Or he can wait. He's probably just going to bring it back now. Just slam the Cloud Blazer. Draw 2. Oh, we are really doing it now. Smoosh for 8. Now I'm afraid of nothing. Just completely unafraid. 5. Do I even block that? Like, I have lethal. So, like, any creature he plays comes in tapped. So, even if he's got a removal spell for this, he's taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Even if he kills the Handwire Militia Captain. Oh, I guess he could kill the Angel. If he could kill the Angel, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I could not block at all, but then I'm dead to, like, a spell. I think taking 3 damage doesn't really do anything. There's nothing I'm dead to. So, yeah. And this flips. So, if this is flipping and he's not killing it, that's just game. Okay. Bang. Very, very clean. Very clean so far. I like that. I like that a lot.